Hey everyone, Studfit here. We have a very unique episode of Strat of the Week. This week is Yoshi Valley. In fact, I apologize for taking this long to get it in your hands. I know we only have a day or two left of ranked, but hopefully this is a great resource for future tours, as we probably will see it coming back every so often. As I was doing the tour reveal in Florida with my laptop on top of my van, I had so many people comment and hey, I can't wait for Strat of the Week. He's got to do it on Yoshi Valley. We got to see it on Yoshi Valley. Yoshi Valley is so confusing. And since I've been back from vacation, I've been trying to rack my head around how can I possibly help break this down in a very way that's less confusing than it is already. And so the last few days I've been trying to think of different ways, and then really I have to send a huge thank you to Tabor. Tabor already does a lot for this channel, a lot for the community in general, but he really helped get this off the ground. He did a lot of the heavy lifting, really getting us all started on this. So I have to send a huge thank you to Tabor. But hopefully this will help you in this week's ranked as well as in the future tours, as we probably will see this track over and over again. Let's talk about it, right? So we have this Yoshi Valley. There's a lot of different directions. We have some unique drivers, including Coinbox and also a giant banana. So there's a lot of moving pieces. So you probably were just like me and thinking to yourself, which route should I take, right? There's a number of different routes. We're gonna really focus on 6 different routes. And so let's get started there. Just to kind of give you a quick overview. I've already recorded this, so I'll probably skim through it. But essentially, we're gonna go from right to left. So route 1 is going right here at this fork, and then going right here at this fork again. There's a jump boost with coin, and you get shot out of this barrel, do a little quick glide, and you're going to do a couple jumps before you get to item box 2. So really, this is kind of the section I'm gonna focus on, is between after item box 1, before item box 2. All of the routes collide right here at item box 2. So whatever route I'm talking about, it's really gonna just be between these 2 item boxes. From this item box forward, everything's roughly about the same. There's only one route you can go. However, I cannot stress this enough. These half pipes here, it's very important that you pay attention to not just the half pipe, but if you get up high enough, there is a special skill. This is twice as many points, just base points, as the half pipe itself. So really, really important that if you're gonna go up at all, don't mess around. Go up for the special trick. It'll say there, like right there, it'll say special trick. You see that it's, in this case, in this scenario, it's 223 points. We'll talk about it later, the base points is 40. But it's really, really important when you go up that you get that special trick. In fact, I would recommend you getting the special trick 3 times. It doesn't really matter what route you go. If you get the special trick 3 times, you're gonna do really, really well and get a lot of points. So just keep that in the back of your mind. We're gonna kind of focus. And then also, by the way, in some of our cases, we're gonna talk a little bit about this little ramp here. Tabor actually kind of gives a range. If you get that ramp, it's this points. If you don't get it, it's this points. But for all intents and purposes, that's route 1 all the way until the finish line. I'm gonna run through the rest of the other 5 routes here in a second, starting with route 2 here. So route 2, 1, 2, and 3 are to the right of this fork right here. So if I go left, we got 4, 5, and 6. If we go right, it's 1, 2, and 3. With 1 being right, and now we're gonna go right, left, right. So here we go. Here's right, and then we're kind of going straight, but there's another option that we'll talk about next that's left. You're going into this cave, and you're gonna see 3 coins before one last jump boost, and then that item box. So that's route 2. Let's talk about route 3. It's just like 2, but instead of going kind of this straight / right, you go left. In fact, this is actually not a bad option in general. And we'll kind of talk about what happens in each one of these options and get this exact breakdown. But I just kind of want to give you a visualization. This is route 3. There are 2 barrels here, 2 jumps,
and then you actually jump right back into this section here. So it's actually a pretty good bang for your buck. It's route in that it's pretty quick, but and a good number of actions, but there are other options with more actions, and there are other options that are faster. So this is kind of a good, efficient route. You're probably gonna not want to go on route 2 at all, really at all. All right, so now we're going left, and this time instead of left or left straight, you actually go left right, and then you jump right into that cave that we saw in route 2. Get a little jump, and then the item box. So just trying to keep this short and simple. That was route 4. It was to the left of the fork, and then going right. Again, this is all just to help for visualization before we start breaking things down. All right, route 5 is to the left of this fork, but you're going towards these Goombas, and you want to kind of shoot them like you did with that green shell that I just shot there. If you run into them, you don't get the points. Ideally, you're having a frenzy. Most of these situations, you're going to probably reset off of this first starting block and try to get this item, the item box. And then finally, this is the last. So again, you know, if you're getting a frenzy, hitting those Goombas is going to be key. In fact, if you have a giant banana frenzy, both routes 5 and 6, you might even want to go down this route. I would recommend 5 just because of those Goombas. And here's the last final one, route 6, probably the least effective, least number of actions you can possibly get. But you go left, you go over that little bridge. There's not even a jump to get on the bridge, so you're just doing mini combos. So there you go. Those are all 6 of the routes. We are set to break it down into which route should I take. So we're gonna go route by route, action by action. We're gonna start with route 1. That's again where we're going right. You got shot out of that barrel, you do a short glide. So in route 1, between box 1 and item box 2, you actually have a total of 10 actions you can get. You got a jump boost, which is a base points of 20. And again, there are some assumptions. We're not going to count mini turbo. We're not going to count any items you get from the item box. We're not going to count any frenzies in these numbers. We're not going to count any position points or opponent items, just what's on the track. And that's what's going to keep everything pretty consistent. So just know, as we talk about each one of these routes, we're staying consistent there. So get the item box, items aside, you can get jump boost coin. They're like together. Jump boost coin, so it's 20 points, 5 points, 20 points, 5 points twice there. And then you have an extra item box. So there are 3 item boxes on the track. If you go this route 1, there is an additional item box, which, as you know, if you're using coin box, having a single item box is massively important. So this might be a potential option for you. After you get shot out of that cannon actually has its own jump boost, and then you glide once. So there's a glide time, which is 10 points, and then you have 3 more jump boosts, and then there's a coin on that last jump boost. So all in all, 10 actions. Those actions, when you take into consideration those base points, again, base points don't, the point system is pretty funky as it is, but those action points are equivalent to about 145 actions. Of all of the routes, this has the highest point total, and also it has an item box. So if at all possible, and we'll get into some of the caveats here, but if at all possible, this is the best, again, you know, not including skill and other things going on, this is the best route to go. And if you don't have some of the top skills, if you don't have giant banana, you don't have coin box, this is the route to go every single time in almost every situation. Again, huge credit to Tabor, you see there in the bottom, and then the disclaimer about the points. So route action points 145. Let's go to route 2. So route 2, this is where we went right, but instead, after going right, you go left. And so this is kind of going into that cave area. You see the bats flying, there's those 3 coins. In this situation, there are only 5 total route action points. You got a jump boost there pretty early on, then you have a coin, and then another jump boost, and then you're done. So there's only 5 actions, again, not including mini turbo and other things going on. So it's pretty straightforward there, significantly less than route 1. I wouldn't recommend route 2, almost in any situation. Route 3 though, it's actually, as I mentioned before, it's a pretty good bang for your buck. It's not the most actions, but it's also
a little bit more efficient. It's a little faster than Route 1. So if you're trying to catch up in Route 2, not a bad option for you. There's a total of 125 action points here. There's a jump boost. There's 2 barrels. So this is one where if you have a frenzy, or if you're willing to kind of go through the bump and wait process, there are 2 barrels, each with 10 points. And then you have jump boost, jump boost, jump boost, jump boost, and there's a coin on that last jump boost. So it's actually kind of sneaky how many jump boosts there are. So keeping combos really easy if you have a low glider level. This might be a good route for you too. All in all, there are 8 actions worth 125 points. This is not a bad option if you're trying to play catch up and you're trying to get through. Route 4, there are 85 points. This is again where you get 1 Goomba, and then you go to the right, there's 1 jump boost, and then you fall into that cave area that you saw with Route 2. But again, you hit Goomba, jump boost, coin, 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 jump boost. So all in all, 7 actions, but again, these coin actions they're not as many as the jump boost, so it's not quite as high as some of those high jump boost routes you have. All in all, 7 actions, 85 points. Same number of points for Route 5, but a very different way to get them. 2 Goombas, and then 3 jump boosts, and then a coin, with a coin being on that last jump boost. 6 actions, 85 action points. And then finally, Route 6, probably the least important when it comes to actions there, 65 points, only 4 actions, 3 jump boosts, and a coin. Here's the thing though, is that Route 6 and 5 are the fastest, and this is kind of where we'll get to this summary here. If you see Route 5 and 6, this is the fastest route. And so when it comes to the bots, especially if they have, these are aggressive bots with badges, the bots will probably 85%, maybe 80%, maybe 75%. I haven't actually done all the statistics, but if you run it enough, which I'm in like the hundreds of running it, I ran it a lot over the weekend, the majority of the bots go either 5 and 6. And so if you have, this is where you see the recommendations at the bottom. If you are using Pink Shy Guy Ninja with Giant Banana Frenzy off that first blocks, that's where you saw me resetting there. It's probably going to be best to go Route 5. That'd be my recommendation. You can go Route 6, but Route 5 gives you a couple extra actions there. Because the bots are going that direction. So you're going to get the most hits with that Giant Banana. You could argue, most of them go 6 because that is truly the faster route. By going that way, you can get more hits. Yeah, potentially. I like to stay ahead of them. I like to be able to have a couple of the Goomba hits, and I'm probably going to get them caught either way. So, Route 5 and 6, Pink Shy Guy Ninja, that's actually a pretty good route for Route 1. I would say most situations, I'm actually going to be going probably Route 5 or 6 on the first lap. Lap 2, potentially probably just going Route 1. Getting the Giant Bananas and then leaving them there, not trying to hit them as much there, and then actually taking the slower route. By going the slower route, it actually allows them to kind of get more hits and potentially help you rack those up, while you can potentially get another item box and either get another Giant Banana Frenzy or also get a double coin between this and maybe an item ticket that you have, etc. So that's my recommendation. Lap 1, if you have Pink Shy Guy, going maybe Route 5, and then on the Lap 2 going Route 1. That'd be my recommendation, but you can feel free to play it as you want. Maybe you want to get double Giant Bananas and go through Route 5 and 6 and try to weave through the bananas on the first lap. But that'd be my recommendation. Now, here's an interesting one. We obviously have a coin box driver. Right now it is just Yoshi Egg, but we also have potentially the Mii, Gold Suit down the line, etc. So when you have a coin box, some of the complaints have been that Route 1 is a little too turny, and also with the jump boost, you're kind of throwing out your coins everywhere, which is true. So you might want to avoid Route 1 if you're using a coin box driver. However, this is a really important point, is getting a single coin box is so massive, so important, that I would still probably recommend Route 1. Yeah, you might fling them around a little bit. Maybe you might lose some just because of that turn, but getting an additional item, getting an additional coin box, single box, it could be huge. And so I think this item, getting an additional item box is really one of the biggest strats you could possibly get, and you don't have to dive into anything or lose track there. So my personal recommendation would be, even with a coin box driver, still going Route 1. I think that's going to be your best bet. And then all other drivers, Route 1 is by far the most important to go. All of that being said, you have to really maximize the half pipe. Getting that special trick is so important. My recommendation, ideally you're getting that 3 times. That's twice on the first half pipe, 1 on the second, and trying to get some of the coins on the way down. So that would be my recommendation to you. We also had Tabor, who put together some really good information just about what the total points are for each one of these tracks, kind of just thinking bigger than just the options you have with Route 1, Route 2, including everything else. So all these will be on Reddit, so you can feel free to check out Route 1, Route 2, Route 3, and the full points that you see there. But ideally, hopefully that gives you a little bit more information. The main takeaway here is no matter which direction you're going, you're probably going to think about Route 1 if at all possible. If you're using Giant Banana, try to get ahead of the bots and leave those Giant Bananas on Route 5 or maybe 6. And as always, focus on the special trick. That is so important. The base points of 40, which is twice as many as the half pipe itself, which again, the half pipe is equivalent to a jump boost. And so really getting that special trick is massive. I can't tell you that enough. It doesn't really, you can even go the fastest route and just get those half pipe as many as possible. Maybe even get a 4th. And you probably get more points than thinking about any other situation. Except for the item box is really massive too. So hopefully that doesn't make things more confusing. Hopefully that helps you understand Yoshi Valley a little bit more. Wish you the best in ranked, and hopefully this will be a good resource in the future. Awesome, guys. Appreciate it. Have a great day.